so Don navigated to Guardian Angel, and we're just gonna add a stop for home.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. And of course, it put it in the wrong spot. All right. All right, here we go. So 2 comments about the quality or lack thereof of the V12 drive videos, or anytime we do driving videos. Don did engage autopilot to go down the hill. 5 mile an hour sign, which the car does pick up. Don bought those on Amazon. So, I'm using the audio from the vlogging camera that I'm holding. It's much better than the audio from the, she's gonna go right over that small branch. We'll probably drag it. I'm using the audio from the vlogging camera, so if Don's lips don't seem 100% in sync, it's within a fraction of a second, and that's as good as I can get it. But the dash cam that's pointed at him has horrible audio. And there was another point I was going to make about it, and I can't make. That's the main one. That's the main one.
Here we go.
This camera right here is the one that is capturing the forward and cabin stuff. It's kind of like a Uber driver camera, one where you get the people inside and outside in case there's damage or something. We've had it for a while. It makes creating these videos with something you can see a little bit better.
Yeah, I like it. It's, you know, it's because it produces just one image. You don't have to join them. It merges the 2 cameras in the image, so it's great. And it missed that pothole. I'm telling you, it has learned where that pothole is.
Don't go, don't go, don't go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't bad. I looked towards the person so that they knew that I saw them versus the car.
Yeah. I always wonder what people would think if they knew it was the car.
Right.
So I'm just holding the camera pointing at the screen because I tried 10 different things to get a perfect lineup on the screen that was better than me holding it, and basically wasn't satisfied it was worthwhile. So I've tried roof mounts and console mounts, and I've tried a lot of stuff, and me holding it, and that's just in case there's something in particular that people want to see. As far as what's going on, we're headed to Guardian Angel just to have some place in town to navigate to, and then home. We're gonna work in the yard today, but I wanted to play Pogo. I wanted to do another V12 video since folks seem to enjoy that, and just, you know, we generally get out of the house for a few minutes during the day. When you got the, you know, easy electric driving, easy Tesla driving, why not hop in the car?
Yeah, so there's 2 cars, well now 1, and there's 2 cars behind us. So I'm gonna let her try to make this left turn. But, you know, if she sits here and does crazy things, I'm probably going to...
The church, I think they don't realize...
Okay, it's clear to the left. It's not clear to the right. But she just saw that car. Still clear. Oh, no,
not clear, not clear, not clear.
All right, now there's somebody coming to the left, so she's not going to be able to go.
This is a hard turn.
Yeah. Still somebody to the left, but after this car, I think she might be able to go. She's going.
Wow.
She did that.
And she took it like she meant it.
That's
Woo!
Right.
That was made me comfortable.
Yeah, that was not bad at all.
We have been not comfortable before, but that was pretty comfortable.
Yeah, the person behind me, when we first got there and stopped, if I was a human driver, I probably would have went. Because I sort of would have rolled through the stop, right, or whatever. But she did not do bad, and a person who wasn't really paying attention would have missed that gap when we first got up to the stop sign also. So that wasn't a unnatural wait there. All the cars coming by, they weren't saying, well, why aren't you going? You know, why aren't you going? Which is usually what I always think that she's going to do. She's going to sit there and struggle, and she didn't struggle. She just went. So that was very good.
It's always interesting when you navigate places you wouldn't normally navigate to, because you know where you're going, the route the car takes versus the route that the human takes for whatever preference reason. So she says she's gonna turn in 1.4 miles onto unnamed road. I think that's just gonna be, we're gonna go around the corner up here that is Main Street. We don't consider that. In my human brain, that's not a turn. But I think she's taking the route, the normal route that I would take as a human. So
okay, so we're
approaching some people here. Yeah, it's going to be potentially quite
fast.
Yeah, well, Dawn has it in auto.
Right, but she's going way too fast.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard people say she will not
slow for you in auto, huh?
Yeah, she's making the decisions. And the only reason she slowed down is because she caught up with this car.
And now she, what, 40 seconds later, she decided to honor your slowing? Yeah,
well, Cyber Guy said something about that. There's nobody behind me. Not close anyway. The Cyber owner's Mike, he said that he noticed that you do the thing down, and then it sort of kind of takes about 10, 15, 20 seconds, and then it starts slowing down. He actually made it stop, and I think that's what she might have done. But you know, anyway, I'm just saying is that I would have preferred, even if as a human driver I would have been doing about 20 through there, and she was doing about 28, so she was doing significantly faster, even though the speed limit's only 25. I think 25 is even too fast for downtown Fuquay.
Yeah, I'm normally doing somewhere between 18 and 20 coming through there, to the dismay of those that are in a rush to get through town.
Yeah. There's plenty of people want to go 30 through there, or 35. Don't doubt that. But now, for some reason, she's thinking she's going to do 40, and
she thinks 25. You're not paying attention.
Now, yeah.
Dawn made the mistake of glancing out the window.
Well, I didn't, yeah.
So it was sad this morning. Our town held their annual Easter egg hunt, and because of the rain, there was a Polestar. They handed out bags of stuff instead of the kids doing the, Volt with a V. Instead of the kids doing the Easter egg hunt. I guess I thought it had stopped raining enough, but maybe they thought they were going to get dirty. I don't know. Slip in the grass, liability, I don't know. The kids did not get to do the egg hunt today, which is lousy. Why couldn't we postpone it for 2 hours? It's totally reasonable outside now.
Yeah.
They're plastic eggs anyway. It's not like if they get a little wet in the grass,
Yeah.
I felt bad for the kids. Let's just leave it there. Hopefully they still did pictures with the bunny or something, because the bunny comes every year and does pictures with the kids. It is 35 here. We're off of the highly pedestrian part of Main Street. This is part of US 401 Main Street that runs through town, so it is 35 here. Will she take us into the parking lot, Donnie? Now here's another prime example where it went from 1 lane to 2 lanes, and instead of thinking ahead and realizing I need to be in the right lane to get to this business, which is just here on the right, she stayed in the left lane, then put her turn signal on, and then got into the right lane. And people won't let you back in. They'll think you're from out of town. They'll think you're an idiot.
Well, there's nobody behind us, and there's nobody coming out of this, and nobody coming that way.
She's not going to curb the wheels.
Not going to curb.
She was over far enough. Okay.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. She thinks you have 200 feet to get to the entrance of the store, which I feel is probably the truth.
Yeah.
We knew we're not going inside today, but she knew if we picked Guardian Angel, that would cause her to, do a nice little navigate around town. We'd get a 20-minute content video or something like that of V12 driving. So she's stopping for me 0 feet. She said, well, this is not where I would want her to drop me off, but it's acceptable.
Right.
So, here we use typically the other door, although they have opened this door back up now, and causes the passenger to have to go to the other side of the street. Dawn would normally drop me off, so I'm at the curb. You know, these little tiny things she needs to think about. No reason why she should have turned us here.
Well, she's trying to get us to Guardian Angels. She thinks we drove by it.
She thinks we drove by it.
Yeah. I was trying to make her go to the next. Remember, it was home.
Yep.
Well, she says we're just here. That's the thing. She doesn't know that we had a round trip plugged in there.
I wonder if you had just
I have no idea. I don't.
Okay, Dawn chose work. That's
Right.
close to the house. But that won't take you down the driveway. We got to practice the driveway.
All right, so this is going to be weird.
Yeah, she want to go left or right?
I have no idea.
She wants to go left.
Well, she goes.
Which is totally okay, and she has plenty of room to go.
Wow, what luck.
Now see, yeah, seriously, right? I mean, I've waited 5 minutes there before. It would be interesting to know what she would have done with the center lane had she needed to use the center lane. Because me, if there's nobody coming from the left, but there's people coming from the right, I just hang out in the middle for a minute.
Yeah.
Put on my turn signal that I intend to get out into the driving lane, and when the cars go past, get out there.
Yeah.
So. All right, there's phone fall number 1. It fell off the cable too. At least it's not buried under anything that I can clearly see where it is on the floor of the car. Yeah, it's a joke now. Every time I'm out in the car, my phone ends up on the floor several times. I'm not driving, so I can play with my phone, right?
That's right.
All right, well, I was sort of hoping she would take us in a circle, but it really probably is closer back to the house this way.
Right, we should have probably picked like the library and then
home. Well, we've learned. Next time we'll program in the library, it'll force us to go in a circle.
Well, when we get to South Park, I'll cancel. I've got South Park in right now as a waypoint.
Okay.
So when we get to South Park, I'll cancel and put home in, because I'd really like to see her try to go down the driveway.
Yes, I would also. She's done well. I'm not petrified of it anymore. I think it makes it a little now. You know, once you can see where we're headed navigation-wise, there's not a lot of benefit to looking at the navigation part.
Right.
Although I noticed in Andy's video yesterday, which he had mentioned before, and I knew from when we were up there and such, that, you know, a lot of times in the mountains, the map doesn't draw very quickly because your cell reception is not good. And it really highlighted it for me yesterday that, yeah, there are people living without the full map up there all the time, and they're in the mountains.
Yep.
Poor places with poor cell service. Maybe in 20 years, the size of the Starlink satellite will be the size of a cell phone, and it'll be installed on cars. I know that was not where we're at right now, but potentially some point. So there are still, you know, a good number of people in town. There's always people opening doors, walking. Where was that make you a little nervous? A little nervous there.
Little.
I think what's happening right now is the kids, I failed to show the kids, but the kids are out. There they are. They're out with their buckets going from the businesses are having candy as well. So if you walk Main Street with the basket, you know, to draw in business and to do something nice for the kids can go inside with their bucket and get candy.
That was a Model 3.
Yeah. Oh, did we make it past South Park this morning without seeing a Tesla? I guess we did.
Maybe.
That wasn't my focus at that point. We saw a Polestar.
Yeah.
So at the community center. So we usually, by the time we make it 5 minutes or less away from the house, we've seen at least one. Yeah, they started to come out early.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gave me a little start there that we were not past and they were going.
She didn't know.
Flinch. Yeah. I guess the math on that was even if they were leaving early, if they didn't floor it, they weren't going to hit us. So, I don't know.
Well, now the speed limit's 35, but she's decided to do 29 through here. So that's interesting.
I would have to say that typically approaching this light, since I almost every time have to stop at it, I don't get up to 35 before the light. So she's driving like me.
Yeah.
To the dismay of people behind me that think I should speed up to the light to slam on the brake to slow down.
Well, of course you should.
Yeah, not. Maybe when I was younger. Yeah, so no cones on city streets, and I did not witness cones on highways, but Andy says the cones are still showing up on highways.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, makes sense.
I really want the ability to tell her to, like, take a certain route. If she would just do the Pogo Route in here. That's a very specific thing that we do when we cut. Here comes an Ioniq 5. Yep. If she would do the Pogo Route for me, that would be great.
Is she going to see this gap? Yeah, she is. She should stop right over there. That's where I set the point, 300.
Was at the sign where we normally start the route.
Yeah, that's exactly where I told her I wanted to go. See, she stops right there.
100 feet, she says.
75, 50, 25. Okay.
All right, I am starting my route.
+1 667 2.
Yeah, thank you. We'll be back in a minute. We'll be back at this point, but we'll have driven around the park roads. Pogo is complete, and we can now head to the house.
Yep.
I've played since day one. I still enjoy playing. Don's a really good sport about wearing a Pokemon watch and letting me use his phone. No, I'd like to not go into the curb. Okay.
Well, she's kind of recognized all these traffic islands.
Right. And just because we always go up to the far curb, because that's where the gyms are for Pokemon Go, doesn't mean she knows that's where I wanted to go.
Yeah. Let's see if she figures this out.
Yeah, this is weird here. We don't have a stop, and that's technically a stop sign to my right there. If she'd have just gone the way I wanted her to go, she wouldn't have been confused about the stop sign.
Yeah.
She did okay.
Yeah, she didn't.
But she tried to put herself, I think, in front of the stop sign coming from the direction she wasn't.
Well, the other thing I would say is a person following us.
Can't see, can't see, can't see. Can see now.
Yeah, she's
looking.
Good.
Did a good job.
Yeah. And then she gets out here. I like the way she accelerates away from that.
Yeah, she means it now. None of this.
Oh, I'm going to saunter out there.
Right. So on this right-hand turn coming up here, she has traditionally gone a little over the line making this turn.
Yeah, unless there's a car there.
Right.
Yeah, but the other thing is when there is, like this is like
there's a car coming up here.
Yeah.
So stay in your lane, please, Jules. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
Better than in the past.
Yes, better than, because sometimes the timing on that car, she still goes over the lane and there's a car there. I mean, I've had to take control before when she did that, but that she did perfect.
So she's chosen 34 and the 35 here coming around this S curve in the road. It used to be more narrow. Oh, look at the old Timey car. We've seen it before in there. He has multiple, and I think they're the same vintage, and one of them has a nice new red paint job on it.
Yep.
Yeah. I saw it in there. It's got a carport now. I was just gonna say that road back there is still narrow, and it used to be more narrow, and there's a few places where the side of the road is not good. Not only is it narrow, but like here, for example, it drops off 3 or 4 inches. It's not great.
Yeah, there's a lot of edge damage along this road.
Yeah, and I wish it would be resurfaced. I will not, when they go to resurface it, and I promise I won't gripe about having to go around or dealing with the asphalt. I promise. Pinky promise.
All right, we'll see how she's going to do. She's going to drive down the driveway.
Oh, she's going to do fine. She's handled it for Adam, and she handled it for us a couple times, and
she made a
little jog in the wheel there.
Yeah.
Which I never appreciate. Yeah, but she now likes to take us around the rounded part of the cul-de-sac. Oh, whoa. There's a mailbox there, Jules. And another mailbox and a metal thing, and well, you just line her up and then coax her.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. We'd like her to just stay straight, aimed for the driveway like we do, and start down the driveway.
Well, okay. So, why don't you hit it for a second?
What do you want me to do?
Well, okay. Well, that's fine. What I was going to do is I'm going to do what I told Adam I was going to do. I was going to come here, about right here, which is way off of Wagstaff.
Right.
And I'm going
then say home.
And then I'm going to make this home. If I'm going to clear home, and now set home.
I think you can.
Hang on. I'm sorry, sweetie. That's why I wanted you to stop, because I'm going to fumble here for a while. And, can we do this? Is this set it home?
You can type over.
See, now it says 501 Garber Port. I want to set this as home. Okay. So I don't know what we're going to do here. But we're going to go.
Well, she seems to know we're on an unnamed road and that there's a house up there.
Yeah, I don't know what she's trying to do. I mean,
she wants to turn around in 300 feet to get you back to the end of the driveway.
Right. Well, I guess that's what I'm trying to say is, what is she trying to... Where's her destination? Is this
Yeah, it's now at the mailbox.
Right. Well, that's actually what I was trying to do, is that next time when we navigate, I'm going to navigate to there so that she comes down the driveway, starts down the driveway. That's what I was attempting to do. And then depending on what she does in the future, I was going to move it a little further and a little further.
Deer. Lots of deer.
Yeah, so she is driving, but she's not really moving. I have to keep my foot on the accelerator to encourage her to go down.
Right. Well, she gets that there's a driveway.
She's driving
here.
now.
Right.
She's doing now.
She thinks the inflatable's a person.
Works
the
for
leprechaun.
Alright. Alright, so I'm just going to stop here.
Do we want to try the driveway again?
Well, what I want to do is try to fix my
location. Put home back the way it was.
Yeah, I think...
Don wanted longitude and latitude, and we just don't see that on the screen here. I mean, obviously we can go to a lot of places and get that, but that wasn't going to help us apparently, so we're going to park. Right. We're done with today's test. She did good. The only time we kicked her out was because she didn't seem to auto follow from Guardian Angel to the next address in the navigation. And then while I played Pogo. So I would say there were no driving disengagements.
Right.
Not that we're really, I was trying to explain, we're really not, Don often, when he disengages autopilot, sends feedback to Tesla. He's very good about it, actually. But on the first drive the other day in particular, it's fun to see with the new release if we can drive something without a disengagement. So our perspective was a little different on that drive. We were trying to not, you know, see what we could do. Whereas in just general day-to-day driving, Dom will often kick it out and tell them why it kicked it out. And I would say the majority of the reasons are navigation related.
Right. Yeah. Well, I guess all the above. I guess I'm wanting Tesla to at least start to attempt to handle driveways. I mean, it's doing pretty good. You saw it got us out of that parking lot. Now, it wasn't the smoothest exit from the parking lot up there at South Park, but it did get us out. It didn't do anything super stupid, but right now, I swear she did better the other day just on a fluke. It's like, you know, I sort of said, oh, she's learning where the potholes are. Well, now she's learned I don't want to go down that road. It's like she's, you know, I'm not saying she's learned anything. I'm just saying it's like, I've already done that once and I don't want to do that anymore. I'm just going to make you drive around the cul-de-sac until you take over yourself. I have no reason why she shouldn't be able to come down our driveway. I mean, she may not be able to pull into the garage, but she should be able to come down the driveway nice and slow. It's
right. Dawn's function complete is the day we come home. She comes down the driveway, puts herself in front of the garage door she usually parks in, opens the door, although we don't have her where she can do it automatically, and pulls in. Yeah. That would be really good function complete for us.
Yeah, well, obviously, she's going to have to start recognizing an open garage door versus a closed garage door. And oh, by the way, she's going to have to do it both directions with the rear camera and the front camera, because just because you send the signal to the garage door that says open the garage door doesn't mean that the garage door actually opened or didn't have a jam, because Lord knows I've had plenty of problems with my garage door. So you know, you need to actually look to see if the garage is actually open or closed. You have to be able to detect that.
Yeah, I'd like it to work like Auto Park works, where she drives us down the driveway and lines herself up with the garage door, because she can see there's a garage door there, and then asks us, would you actually like me to put the car in the garage now? Because sometimes you come home and you don't go, you're going right back out. We don't park in the garage.
That's right.
So I would like for her to just pop up, would you like me to garage the car?
Right. Well, I guess, yeah, all the above. I guess the couple things, obviously it doesn't do any good to park the car if it doesn't plug itself in. And then it's also doesn't do any good to be able to sit in the house and say, hey, pull the car out and get it ready to go if it can't unplug itself. So obviously some type of wireless charging or contactless charging is going to have to be in our future for FSD to handle this.
Right, but you come past the car to get in the driver's side, and the charging cable's on the driver's side. So you unplug, you know, if you're sending the car without a person, that matters. But yeah, but if you're still in the car, it's taking you someplace, you can still plug and unplug. But you know, that did bring up an interesting point. You know, we now have this, your home, your percentage is low, you should go plug in your car. You get a message on the app.
Yeah.
Why, your home, do you want to plug in the car on the way to the house, or some appropriate message popping up like you're exiting your car and you're in your home location? I don't want to know at 10 o'clock at night when I'm sitting on the couch that my car's not plugged in. I mean, I do, but that's not really what I want to know. What I really want to know is when I'm getting out of my car, hey, Marianne, it's been a few days since you plugged in. You really ought to plug in on the way to the house.
Yeah.
That would be useful prompting. So they've made a step. It would have helped me once a year when I was on the road 100 miles a day from, you know, having to stop at the supercharger ashamed downtown to charge because I forgot to plug my car in and Dawn didn't catch it. But really what I want is, I'm home, I'm parked, I'm headed to the house. Remind me, that pop up on the screen to remind me then.
Right.
Did you want to add anything else?
I guess the other thing is, you know, Alexa has a good night routine and I've had her say, hey, your sleigh lock is, your back door lock is unlocked. Would you like me to lock it? And I say yes. So there's, and I never technically programmed that in. It's just somehow she's learned that when we turn off, that if that's still open, it's not the normal state. In other words, I assume that when we say good night, she looks at all the states of the things, and she's learned 99.99% of the time the sleigh lock thing is locked. So whenever she sees, oh, it's open and you're saying good night, that's implying you're going to bed, and the lock, it's a lock, maybe it needs to be closed, because I've had her pop up. So what I'm trying to say is the good night routine should do the same thing with plugging in. It says, hey, look, you know, normally your car's plugged in. It may or may not charge, but it's always plugged in. But now tonight it's not plugged in. Do you want to go plug it in? I mean, you could certainly put a window there percentage-wise, but I'm just saying is there ought to be some integration in other things. And I realize that skills and Alexa skills and all that stuff, but you know, there's you know, from an AI point of view, there ought to just be, these things are just objects that, you know, typically I want my car plugged in, I want my back door locked, I want the garage lights out, I want these things. That's how I really want things to be. And if, you know, don't make it right, you know.
Yep.